Lalate with big updates about your $2,000 stimulus check, your $600 stimulus check, your multiple stimulus checks, aka Biden or third stimulus check and third stimulus package, and your FPUC, your $600, excuse me, $300, landing in some bank accounts today. Big exciting news across the board. I'm so excited you joined me. What a day it has been. Sorry I did not have a Bean and Mitch and a purple taped episode earlier today, but I will get you up to speed and zoom on into the room. This is the first of two live recordings tonight. There'll be another one right after this one. So, boy, what a night it is. Please go to the Fun's channel, subscribe. Also, hit that alert button so you get alert when I go live. And here we go. This is Alex. And also, like this video. In this video, I'm going to go over your $2,000 stimulus check, then your $600 stimulus check. Next, your $300 FPUC. Then your big second stimulus items. Some of them hitting, some of them not hitting. Where are they? What's happening? And when are they floating out? All those developments across the board. I'm so glad you're here. And let's get ready to rock and roll. And here is the breaking news. The breaking news is that Joe Biden today came out in favor of the $2,000 stimulus check. No surprise. I mean, there actually is no other number at issue now. So you will get the $2,000 stimulus check inevitably. The question is how soon? And throughout the day, the indication suggests that this $2,000 stimulus check, or the remainder of it, the $1,400 to get you to $2,000, may be coming in the next 7 days. Let me explain to you what's going on. First, the bill that would get you the $2,000 stimulus check needs to be introduced to the House. And that introduction could come after the Georgia Senate races. The Georgia Senate races are tomorrow, Tuesday, and you need to get that bill into the House. By all accounts, you would introduce it after the results are finished, after the polling is done. And so Wednesday could introduce it to the House. Wednesday, get it done. Thursday, it would land in the Senate. Who would vote on it? It would be the new Senate plus the senators out of Georgia. Those two senators out of Georgia would ultimately determine if you're going to get this. And by all accounts, they're going to rush deliver the two Georgia winners to Capitol Hill as fast as they can get them there by Thursday, presumably around when the results will be certified for those Georgia Senate seats. We won't know who has won Georgia on Tuesday night unless it's an absolute blowout, which it may not be. So we may not know until Wednesday or Thursday. But we've been surprised before. If it is a blowout, maybe we do know on Tuesday night. And so with that, you could be doing a little dance in the corner Tuesday night, the stimulus dance, the hey, the 2000, moving on up to 2000. Yeah, you could be doing that stimulus dance in the corner Tuesday night. If why does that sound like the Jeffersons? If you think that the Senate has gone blue and suddenly you're getting massive stimulus, how do you do the stimulus dance? And who writes the stimulus dance song? That's Joe Biden, because today Joe Biden was talking about $7 trillion bills and $9 trillion bills. So that means at least our bill would be around, at least $3-4 billion. So moving on the stimulus. Yeah, it's just like you get that stimulus going. You get that stimulus dance going because this is the Casey and the Sunshine Band. No, that's a wrong reference point. No, 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 no. That would be coming. The $2,000 stimulus check could be coming in next week. To the side, to the stimulus, to the side, back. Get the stimulus shuffle. I hope Georgia understands we're ready for the stimulus shuffle to go nationwide. We're ready for the stimulus shuffle to hit on Wednesday. Well, Thursday actually. So get that stimulus shuffle going. And the great news is that the $2,000 stimulus check could be landing, or the remainder of it, next week. And then you would be doing the stimulus shuffle. Let's turn to the $600 stimulus breakdown, because the $600 stimulus a pop and lock has not been as successful as viewers would think. The $600 pop and lock, which you basically get into the pop and lock when the 600 lands, has been a little bit delayed because some of the people did not get the $600 electronically, even though they got the first check electronically. And the paper check people, some few got a paper check, just maybe 5% of the viewers of this channel. So the pop and lock has you've not seen people doing the six stimulus pop and lock for the 600 because the pop and lock can drop. It's the stimulus check, the 600 has not dropped yet for some people. So when should you be worried? I would not be worried for electronic receipt till at least Wednesday. I would not be worried for electronic receipt. So if it has not dropped, give it till Wednesday to drop before you pop and lock. For everyone else, the paper check, don't worry about that. I would give that almost to early next week before you are fearful that you're not going to be popping and locking, because it may not be dropping. I feel like Wolfman Jack. We may not be dropping until early next week. So that's where we are on the 600. Now, a word of advice for the $600 stimulus check: if you got like three of them and they're missing a child, or you got two of them and they're missing two children, or there's something wrong with what you got. Um, get a little break on it, because they're not going to fix this type of stuff. They are not going to fix this type of stuff. It's going to take months before they really get to the details of where things went astray on the stimulus check. So bottom line, word of advice is, don't spend a lot of oxygen of your day in, day out, chasing down a remainder of stimulus checks. That's different than not getting a check. Not getting a check is one thing. But if you got a check and it's not the right number of checks, they're not going to be fixing things for a long time. So that is where we are on the pop and lock on the drop of the 600. Now, Moolah Monday came and went almost as we head into Twisty Tuesday and Way Out Wednesday. And what's going off Moolah Monday? Well, an insider gave me new indication about what's happening for second stimulus. And I had told you earlier today that well, I've been telling you this since April, actually, but I told you again this morning. I told you last night that when the second stimulus sort of rolls out, you want to be the purple hawk. You want to be the purple hawk. You want to be ready to pounce. You don't want to be donut guy, like, where's my donut? You want to be ready to pounce. You purple hawks. You want to get that moolah, whether it's Twisty Tuesday or Way Out Wednesday. You want to get it as quickly as possible, because it's not going to be there indefinitely. Now, the really interesting news that Insider tells me in a new scandal tonight is that for second stimulus and for third stimulus, be prepared that if you want to listen to other channels that tell you just go get it, just anything that starts with the sentence with just, change channels, because there a new inside report that I got. This is exclusive. This is scandalous. Is that all these agencies are watching for people that are just getting things that they just don't qualify for. So if you're just go get that. If you have a side thing, just go get it. If you do something else, like just go get it. Just go get some free money. They are ready to pounce on those just go get it people. So if you don't fall into the just go get it stations, you need to really be what you are when you go get these things. Whether it is your address, or who you are, or your 2019 earnings, or your Schedule C, you really have to have these things. Whether it's your rent, or your things. I've seen some crazy things. I am the rentor of the landlord of the room of the next thing. No, I mowed the lawns next door and I never declare taxes on it. So that's a big business, isn't it? No, it's not. So I want you to be really careful not to listen to that junk that is really going to get you in. It did not get people in trouble in March, but the new breaking developments tonight is that it will get you in trouble this time around because they heard the junk on the other channels and they are ready to pounce, these agencies, on the viewers of those other people on those channels. So don't listen to that stuff. All right, so things that you should be doing right now, today or tomorrow, is your SNAP. I heard a lot of people did not get their 15% increase in their SNAP. And viewers had told me that the SNAP is monthly, and they had gotten their January SNAP check. I don't like that some people got their January SNAP check and did not get the 15% increase on the check, which makes me troubled because SNAP, the second stimulus package for SNAP is January to June, so you're getting 6 months of 15% increase. I don't know how much your SNAP is a month. Let's say it's $1,000 a month that you get in SNAP. So you get an additional $150 for every month for 6 months. It's a good amount of money. I don't want you to get cheated out of a month. So I don't want to get you cheated out of a month. And so you need to reach out to SNAP, well, Department of Agriculture, if you got your SNAP for January and it doesn't have that 15% increase in there. Next, if you have a child who's staying at home because their school is on lockdown, then go reach out to SNAP and get the pandemic EBIT. It's an additional $114 approximately per child per month. So go get it. You have to actually tell them about it, and then you can get it. The comments are zooming now. I don't know what happened. After Purple Hawk made an appearance, everyone just sort of flew in here. So the Purple Hawks are in the room. Uh, there you go. Um, Next is sometime this week we should see PPP and we should see EIDL go live. This is the tailored down PPP and the EIDL. And then after that, we'll see rent, we'll see utilities, we'll see food, we will see free broadband and things like that. There is so much that's going to hit, and that is second stimulus. That is what's already law. Third stimulus, third stimulus is what's coming in is coming in late January. And I'll be going over third stimulus on the video right after this. I'll be coming back live again right after this video is done. No less than a 2-minute break. Be coming right back on. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe so you do not miss when I go back live on this channel. Also hit the alert. It'll send you an alert. Say, hi, he's going live. Now, as we come up on the 15-minute mark, let me give you the big update where we are, and then I want to get into FPUC. The big update as you sit here this evening, direct from Los Angeles, I'm here, you're here, and your $2,000 stimulus check could be coming as early as next week. Congress is set to reintroduce the $2,000 stimulus check bill later this week after the results out of Georgia are done. And it would start in the House, go to the Senate. One day House, one day Senate, one day the President. The deal provisions are very obvious. They just need to take out the things that didn't work, that should not have been in there, and keep the things in that do work. What needs to be removed is that stimulus check that's paid to rich people, $9,000 to families that made over $350,000. It doesn't actually say it in the bill. The reason why it happened in the bill is that every stimulus check has a phase out, meaning after a certain threshold, it says stop, no stimulus checks. This one didn't have it. Or let me say it better. It left the threshold of a smaller stimulus check in there so that people were still getting stimulus checks at $250,000. It needs to phase out about 175, and then they got it done. Send it to the Senate, send it to the Senate, and then it would be approved as soon, thank you for the super chats, as soon as those 2 Georgia Senate races are concluded and those senators can be flown to Washington to vote. Then the president would have it by the end of the week. He could either sign it or veto it. A veto override would be done thereafter. And you would see the stimulus checks going out next week. This is $1,400. This is on top of the $600 that either has landed or is about to land in your bank account. Or for adult dependents, if you did not get a second stimulus check because you were excluded, that would be $2,000. Really great news, and a retroactive stimulus check back to the first stimulus package for people like adult dependents who were excluded then as well. The other big news is that $600 stimulus checks are landing here and there electronically for some people who are still pending. And then paper checks started to appear today and last Monday, but more expected to come in the next few days. They're taking a little bit longer on the paper checks. Now you're up to date. Let me cut over to FPUC. FPUC, which is Pandemic Unemployment Assist, which goes on top of your PUA and UI. It's the $300 a week. When are you getting the FPUC? Who's getting it? What do you have to do? And how soon do you get it? In the case of FPUC, it's not a Purple Hawk situation, so you don't have to do much of anything. But you do have to sort of watch your state's unemployment website. I had one viewer who was in the Instagram room all the time, and he signed in the morning. It was actually showing that he was inactive. It was just a very bad verb, inactive or no more weeks or something like that. And by noontime, he was active and it showed pay. So it was like that. So who's getting paid the FPUC and who's not getting paid the FPUC? Um, and what I mean by actually having received the FPUCs have been received physically in hand by viewers in New York, California, Florida, Ohio, and I think someone also said Minnesota. Um, Other people may start seeing the $300 in their bank account as early as tomorrow. But some states, Rhode Island, that was another one. Rhode Island and Colorado apparently is the other great one. And Arizona, Rhode Island, Arizona, California, Rhode Island, Florida, Texas. And Minnesota. Those were the fast ones. There are some that will be coming in a couple days, and then there's some that will be coming in the middle of the month. Some states, like Washington State and New Mexico, has said we're not paying until maybe the middle of the month. So that was always what I had warned you about, the delay factor. They may take you a little bit of time till you get it. Ultimately, if it says pending or processing, that doesn't mean you're actually about to get it. I want you to actually receive it this first time around till you really get comfortable with the $300. And there we go. Massachusetts was the other one that was also great. Yeah, Massachusetts, thank you. Massachusetts was the one that was also paying really quickly. So congratulations to people who have gotten it. That means you will not have a delay in your FPUC. And that's all great news. Now, what should you be focused on between now and when Biden is inaugurated for purposes of stimulus? And I want to separate it for the remainder of the 15 minutes of this video. I want to go over these type of people should consider these types of instruments, and these type of people should consider these type of instruments. After the video after this, coming up right after this, the next video, I will go over third stimulus because there's a lot of stuff in there, and of course state stimulus because I didn't have a purple taped on this afternoon. The good news is that under second stimulus, we all understand the nuances of the $600 and the $2,000 stimulus check. So after that, I want to move to the next one. SNAP. If you're not on SNAP, go consider SNAP. Generally, if you're getting a stimulus check, you may qualify for SNAP. Reach out to 211 or call Department of Agriculture. That's for anyone with that sort of income level. Additionally, if your income level is about $49,000 or less, 2019, get ready to get rent, utilities, and free internet, the holy trinity of the second stimulus. Get ready to get the holy trinity of the second stimulus: rent, utilities, and internet. These will likely be in two different places. One will be in your city and county and state, and the other one will be somewhere else. We don't know where it is. That's the utilities. When will we see this? Maybe the end of this week. Hard to say. As soon as we start seeing a surge of news articles about the state of, the city of LA suddenly has a rent stimulus because of the second stimulus, then you'll start to see this stuff. But we haven't heard any real big discussion about it in news coverage. Again, that's the holy trinity: rent, rent, free utilities, and also um, the free internet. There is no website for you to apply yet. There is no location. But if you made about $49,000 or less 2019, I want you to check that off on your list of things that you should be making notes about. I've been talking a lot the last few days of get a little piece of paper, a little pad, a little pen, and just make a list of things like second stimulus. These are the things that I listened to Lalate, and he says these are the things that I might qualify for. I want to look for them as soon as they go live because these are things I might get. And then he's going to tell me stuff for third stimulus later in January. But now we're just doing second stimulus. The next thing under second stimulus that you want to consider is EIDL grant if your business is in a low income community. You know if you're in a low income community. If you don't, then you may want to Google or pull up census data about your zip code and see if it's below the median income of your state. You will be able to get a sense of whether you are. This is where your tax return reflects the address. So examples are your EIN, your business address is in a low-income community, or your personal tax return is out of your home and you live in a low-income community. Those are people who would get the EIDL grant for low income. Then we have agricultural and ranching. That's for people who are doing agricultural and ranching. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about when, because this is going to be confusing. I mean, in 2020, we're talking about EIDLs based upon what you did in 2019. So now we're doing 2021 EIDLs. Are they based upon what you're doing in 2020 or based upon what you're doing in 2019? I don't really know. But the more documents you have, the better you have them. Make sure that it is agricultural and make sure it's ranching. An example of how they're going to do this is they're going to is on your Schedule C. You have to check what type of industry you are. And the same thing with your business tax return, what type of industry you are. So if you checked advertising and you're applying for an EIDL for agriculture, uh, mistake, big mistake, and there you go. PPP will also be going live as well. PPP is very desired by a lot of viewers, so I will cover that next additionally. Boy, what else? So PPP, EIDL, rent, food, utilities. I think that's about it for now and to mid January. You also, if you have an eviction pending or you're being threatened with eviction, you need to do the CDC eviction moratorium. So the CDC eviction moratorium, you go to the CDC's website. That's CDC, Center for Disease Control. You go to the CDC and you pull down the eviction moratorium. Give it to your landlord. If you've done it before, you don't have to do it again. There is no excuse not to do the CDC eviction moratorium if you're facing eviction issues. So don't let that lapse. And with that, you are basically up to speed so far tonight. Let me answer some your questions. Do you really think we're going to get the $1,400? Yes. Student loan debt for Tina or Tia, that would be coming in a third stimulus package. If I file for HR block, who would get my stimulus check? The wow, I guess it would be the address you list on the tax return. If someone got a rent the last time around, I presume the question is, can you get it again? Would they be able to apply again? Yes. What I always say with these things is just wait till you see the application and just presume you're ready to apply. You will see as you start to click the buttons, hey, is this me? Is this not me? And then you'll see the answer. Um, I pray for everybody each day. Well, thank you. Um, Still no second check. Give it some time. Um, what if I got? Oh God, the comments are flying now. Wow. Alright, if I only made $30 UI, will I get FPUC? Also, last time I had to make $100 UI to qualify. Oh, that's a great question. I don't think that problem exists anymore. I think that's what I recall. They don't have that $100 threshold anymore, so that's what I remember. What age do they consider elderly? Um, I don't think there is anything in the second stimulus, thank you, Sophia, that's tied to age. Everything in the second stimulus is tied to your income. So they don't do anything based upon age. So um, the only thing at issue currently in the country for AIDS is really big is the vaccine. But for purposes of stimulus, it's tied to your income, not your age. Biden plans to send more checks out as well. Absolutely. That's third stimulus check and third stimulus package coming up right after this, live on this channel. If the IRS sent you your account, if the IRS sent yours to your account and it's closed, how long will it take for paper check? Beverly, wonderful question. Thank you for the question. I would add about an additional week. I would add an additional week on top of the people who are getting the paper. So you first have the paper people getting theirs. I would add additional week to that. Does the credit score affect rent? No, it should. Rent is based upon income and impact on your livelihood. Uh, Still waiting from our second stimulus. Don't worry. Is essential workers grant going to be the CDC grant? Yeah, there's a lot of grants on the third stimulus. Join me in about 5 minutes. I'll go over each of the grants slowly. And if you're just joining me and you're saying, what did I miss? I'll have an update for you in about 4.5 minutes. There you go. Tell people to check the tax card because some people are getting their money on that tax card. Oh, I don't, it says Tracy in the Instagram room. I don't know what a tax card is. But I guess maybe it's a H&R Block instrument. I don't know what a tax card is. Regular UI got extended. Yes, regular UI got extended. Is the stimulus check taxable? Stimulus check is not taxable. FPUC is taxable. The stimulus check is not taxable. Um, I got my first one, but not my second one. You're not alone. A lot of people are like that as well. Um, is H&R, it's an H&R Block Emerald card. Oh, okay. Um, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. And I've seen a couple questions about this Emerald card. I don't know the answer to that. Um, I got the first and not the second. Give it some time. Give it some time. Um, Anything for New York City? Yes, and New York City will have rent. Well, actually, New York City has rent now under CARES Act 1 under first stimulus. So there is free rent in New York City right now. So you can go get it. You don't have to wait for third stimulus yet. Are 17-year-olds eligible for the increase for SSI? I got that question earlier today. I don't think so. That, of course, is third stimulus. I don't think so. I don't think that's the purpose of what they're talking about. It's saying my info doesn't match. What's going on? Okay, so some people are starting to use that track my stimulus check on the RS website, and it's not being effective. Bottom line is just let it land. Just let the check land. Don't be tracking it. I know some people really, really, really need this check by the second, but that tracking thing is just not very good. It has never been good. And so some people are like, I'm really frustrated with this tracking thing. Well, because the tracking thing's not very good. So don't let the tracking thing make you more frustrated about the stimulus check as it is. The best thing you to do is just tune into this channel and see when other people get their check. And when you see if you see a universe in which everyone has gotten their check but not you, then you're going to have an opinion. We're not that situation yet. There's a lot of people who have not gotten the electronic receipt of the check yet, and so just let it land. Don't worry. Great question. I just saw EIDL Lyft driver, Detroit area. My zip is 17% below poverty level, 2 miles from Detroit city line, but Lyft hub in Detroit, 75% below poverty line. Uh, yeah, so this Visceral, great question. It sounds like you may qualify under EIDL. So keep the data you found. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. You know exactly the data of the application, and get ready for that application when it goes live, and you will see whether it qualifies. Remember, I guess you said Uber, Lyft. They're going to go off of your address on your tax return. And I haven't even said that on this channel yet, but this is sort of where this could be going. If your address on your 2019 tax return is different than your address now, that could cause a big problem. So, for example, let's say you live in a low-income community now, but in 2019 you did not. I don't know what's I don't know what SBA is going to do with that, because they're going to run the tax return and see your 2019 address was not inner city, and then you're going to have to prove up that it is now inner city. It's just going to be a little bit confusing. I don't know what's going to happen with that. That is probably going to be a clear problem. And I don't know what the solution is yet. You like the pine cones? Well, thank you. I did an episode about the pine cones. And so there you are. Now, as we come up on the 30-minute mark, let me give you a big update across the board on your second stimulus check and third stimulus package. I'll be back live in about 5 minutes after this. Thank you for joining me on Evenings LA. This is LA, direct from Los Angeles. It's a little bit around 6 o'clock. If you've not subscribed, please go to the front channel, subscribe. Also hit the alert button when I go live next in a few minutes. I don't want you to miss it. And also like this video. The bigger developments tonight is that the push to get the $2,000 stimulus check is still very much on play. Joe Biden spoke in favor of the $2,000 stimulus check today. But that's really not the big issue. The issue is when and how soon. I'm reporting that you could see the stimulus check, the remainder of the $2,000 stimulus check, in your hands as early as next week. This is how they could do it. They could introduce it to the House on Wednesday after the Georgia Senate polls or voting precincts are closed. Pass it in the House on Wednesday, send it to the Senate vote on it Thursday. But presumably about 48 hours after the Georgia race, we will have official results for the two elected officials. Fly them to D.C., get them on the Senate floor, get them to vote, and then send it to the president and get the law done. Then the checks will go out 2 days thereafter into the new week. Really exciting, great news. Then the other big news is the $600 stimulus check starting to still land. It's delayed still from some people electronically. Paper check, very, very few viewers this channel. I think about 5-10% have got to the paper check, very small. So don't fret about it. Don't be tracking it. Don't be sweating bullets about it. It's too early to fret. The FPUC, it's starting to be paid. It's starting to be paid. In the states where viewers have seen payments, doesn't mean you're in trouble if you haven't seen it. Just some have seen it. Are California, New York, Massachusetts, Arizona, Minnesota, and Colorado are among those that got the money out earliest. Washington and New Mexico are among the states to say, hey, we're not going to have it until mid-January. So there you go. A lot of breaking developments across the board. Thank you for joining me for everything tonight. And I will be back live in about 5 minutes. So watch for that feed. That will be going over more of this. And then third stimulus, which is just about 2 weeks away. And state stimulus as well. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay in LA for more.